Boilermaker fans, please make sure you subscribe to the Central Indiana Sports Report. We are going to have game previews, game reactions, and weekly podcasts about the Boilermakers football and basketball teams. We also have coverage of IU, the Pacers, the Colts, the Fever, and some really great high school sports coverage. Please go subscribe and help spread the word that the Central Indiana Sports Report is here talking about Central Indiana sports every single day.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengels.
Welcome, Elijah Poe, for the IndyCar report. Oh, I'm sorry. For Elijah's our normal IndyCar guy, but he has multiple interests like we all do on this podcast. And that's kind of the idea of the podcast, Elijah, is that we all jump on each other's podcasts and talk with the expert, because it's just a network of fans, really, when you come down to it. And today we are here to preview Ball State's season opener at Purdue. Season opener for both teams, obviously. And it's a game that Purdue has circled for sure because, let's face it, it might be the only time this year that they're favored in a game. But Ball State also has to like their chances going into West Lafayette, Elijah.
Yeah, both teams are pretty much have a entirely new staff. With Ball State hiring Mike Yurimovich from Butler, he's brought in a completely new staff, I think, except for two people. Ball State's had 33 transfers, and that does not include incoming freshmen. And I think I saw the other number the other day for Purdue was around the 50 number for transfers. So both these teams are in a similar situation where, they have no clue what's going on until they get onto the field and we're able to see where these programs are at.
Elijah, I want to let everybody know that we plan on having a Purdue report every week and preview every football game and have reaction to every football game. And I have 14 contributors on the Central Indiana Sports Report, Elijah, and only Mike Rich is a Purdue fan, and I have enough trouble getting him to do his Pacer stuff because he's such a busy man. He's traveling all over the country. So if you're interested, 502-533-3161. Text me. Do not call me. But we are looking for someone to talk Purdue sports with me because, let me tell you, Elijah, I'm a fanatic who goes way back. And Elijah, I was once at a Purdue football game where Rod Woodson blocked a field goal and returned an interception for a touchdown for the Purdue Boilermakers against Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines. That's how far I go back. By the way, Michigan, I believe, won that game 52-10. So I go way back with my Purdue knowledge, and I am passionate about Purdue sports. I need somebody to talk Purdue sports with me, like every day. That's how much I'm into it. But Elijah, you are coming at it from a Ball State perspective, of course, because you are a Ball State student. And tell me what kind of expectations there are with the new coaching staff, and what's the buzz like at Ball State about what's coming this season?
Yeah, even like you said, I am a student at Ball State, but I am the beat reporter for the Ball State Daily News, so I cover Ball State football objectively, no bias. But really, the mentality in this facility and then the program is there's a lot of new in this program, and I think Yurimovich has brought a great mentality where he is a player's coach, and the players have spoken to me about that. Just how receptive they've been to the coaching style. There's a lot of energy. Yeah, there's a lot of energy within this program right now. And as a whole, I would say there's a pretty nice confidence about this team where it's going because from what it sounds like and what I've been able to see at practices, this team is clicking rather quickly for just how many new pieces there are to this puzzle.
I also want to let everybody know, as the host of the Central Indiana Sports Report, I did grow up a Purdue fan. I also was born at Ball Memorial Hospital, where my father worked many, many years. So I am also a huge Ball State fan. My order goes Purdue, Ball State, Indiana State, then IU. Just so everybody knows, those are my 4 favorite major college sports programs in the world.
Those are 4 pretty good ones. That's the Indiana out when you're coming.
I'm an Indiana guy. I'm just an Indiana guy. You know what? I left for about 7 years, Elijah, and I realized, like everyone else who leaves the state, at some point in their lives, it was a mistake.
What a great state.
Yep. So if you had to guess, Elijah, what are we looking at? A kind of a clawing back to respectability season, a complete rebuild season, a season where they're going to contend with some pretty good teams. What do you think? If you had to, and you said you're objective, but if you had to guess, what are we looking at here?
Uh, I think it's going to be a kind of a roller coaster. There's obviously going to be some growing pains, but there is some good talent on this roster. We have Kyle Kelly at quarterback, who played quarterback for Ball State for 6 games in 2023. In 2024, he moved around positions on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, but he was named quarterback one early in the training camp process, and has been a pretty vocal leader for this team. And he's a great athlete. He is one of the quickest quarterbacks I've ever seen play. Super shifty. If he's able to throw pretty accurately, he's got some great targets down there, and with Ty Robinson and Keon Magwood at Ball State, both are pretty accomplished in their career. Ty Robinson is coming off of 2 injuries as well, but there's going to be some great moments through the season for Ball State. And I'm sure there's going to be some rather down ones too, but that is expected when you have the first year of a new regime.
So when the Cardinals take the field on Saturday at noon, who are some of the other Cardinal players that fans should be looking for that this guy's a standout?
I'm especially excited to watch running back Quay Ashley play. He's a redshirt junior, transferred in from Kennesaw State. He was preseason All-MAC by a lot of different media outlets. He was a Conference USA kick returner, All-Conference USA kick returner last year, and averaged 29.4 yards on the kickoff, and was a really accomplished running back. We also look at Eric Weatherly, who is a wide receiver, redshirt junior from Bucknell. He had in the past 2 seasons. He's caught over 1,500 yards for 15 touchdowns at Bucknell. So he should be a great addition to that defense. That offense. And on the defensive side, you've got a defensive end, Nathan Voorhees, who transferred in from Bryant. Super strong season in 2024. He had 47 tackles, 8.5 tackles for loss, and 5 sacks with a forced fumble. So even though there are a lot of new pieces to this offense and defense as a whole, these are not your run-of-the-mill players who didn't see any time. These are some pretty accredited players in some lower divisions in college football.
So Ball State is a significant underdog in this game. Having said that, I do hear people saying they think Ball State can compete in this game. I think that's mostly that Purdue was so bad last year. But it would still be an upset if the Cardinals won. Your expectation for Saturday?
Well, I have Purdue winning this game for sure, but I do think Ball State can put some pressure on Purdue if they're able to score early and maybe get a lead quick. The only question with that is if this Ball State defense can hold Big Ten talent for 4 full quarters, which is going to be a challenge. But if Ball State is able to kind of punch first and strike while that iron is hot, I can see Ball State really challenging Purdue. But in the end, I think I'm going to have to come out with Purdue on this one.
I agree, Elijah. I think it's going to be pretty significant. In fact, I think this Purdue team is going to overachieve. I've been predicting 4 wins. If everything went well, I could see 5. I believe in this coaching staff. Eventually, maybe not this year. If they win 3 this year, I think it would be a step in the right direction. I really like Devin Maccabee at running back. I think their offensive line might be pretty good. Michael Jackson III at wide receiver, and the newcomer, Nitro Tuggle, one of those highly recruited players who left Georgia, came back home to Purdue. And I think the defense is probably going to be behind, and it all comes down to how good Ryan Brown is at quarterback. And I think this team could win 4 or 5 games if everything went right.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I disagree there. Like I said, I feel like these programs are really in similar situations where, nothing is really expected out of them for year one. So every single opportunity they're going to get to take the field is going to be a positive. And so I'm interested to see how this game plays out on Saturday.
I just want you to know that I had a bunch of people in our chat group that said Ball State is going to win. And then I said, would you like to put some money on that? No one was willing to. So I don't think it's that much confidence, but they're saying it. So a couple Ball State grads Cody Emerson, I'm talking about you, saying that Ball State's going to win the game. I think it's going to be Purdue by, I'll just say, I won't pick a score, Elijah. I'll just say convincingly.
Yeah, I agree. But, I'll give those Ball State fans some credit. For the past, I think, 10 years, a Group of 5 school has beaten a Big Ten team. And if there was a shot this year, this one probably looks like the best.
Elijah, it's college football previews all day on the Central Indiana Sports Report. Thursday's our high school day. Friday's our college day. We have lots more previews coming up, and our staff and media, I scoured the media from across the state, are having a picks competition for the season. That should be interesting to see what happens. Each team is worth a certain amount of points. If you pick them and they win, you get that many points. For example, Elijah picked the Muncie Central Bearcats to beat the Delta Eagles and got 8 points. They were worth 8. Delta was worth 2. So Elijah's doing pretty well so far. Make sure you tune in for that. We'll have the standings through week 1 and everybody's picks for week 2. Thanks so much, Elijah, for this preview, and enjoy West Lafayette, one of the greatest cities in the world.
Thanks for having me. Can't wait to get up there, and hoping to see a packed crowd. Really excited.
Yeah, good luck with that.
The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.